she's still about
back incognito again.
She just ran her half marathon. (1:07:42), so she's 2 minutes faster than what she was hoping to run her half marathon in.
Wow, okay, so she really did find a second win from somewhere.
Going through the 20k mark. I mean, she's still putting on time between herself and the second pack of women. It's now up to 1 minute and 41 seconds, so another 11 seconds increase in time since between 15 and 20k.
Okay, so nice little turn for her to circumnavigate as well. Here's some of the other now runners she's just beginning to catch up with and pass as well.
Maybe he'll say, I can help you out too.
Breezed past him, hasn't she? Just breezed past him.
That's incredible.
With regards to the build-up for the Olympic Games next year, how does that affect the training, racing in an event of that magnitude? How long do you leave it before your last marathon race before the Olympics?
I mean, I would say being a coach, you don't want any marathon within between 5 to 6 months, I would say, to really focus and get into training. Half marathons, 10Ks, that kind of thing is okay, but to race a marathon and to disturb your build-up a little bit is probably not the best way to go, actually. So, no, I personally think that a lot of these top athletes, and that's basically the difference between the East Africans and the Europeans or the Oceania athletes. The Kenyan and the East African nations tend to race a lot more and still perform unbelievably well, whereas the rest of the world, the Western world, so to speak, they tend to take only peak once.
Well, she underlined her strong capabilities as a marathon runner last year. I have to underline that again. Great results at Nagoya, 2:21:38. Beijing, the victory as well last year. And she just seems to get better and better. Look at that, not a runner in sight for her here. Something that perhaps maybe just back of her mind.
It's a great day here. I mean, the sun is not shining, but it does look like the weather is playing into the gods of these elite athletes anyway. It looks good, doesn't it, Eric?
It does.
To earlier today.
We were very nervous, very worried at the start of the race. The clouds were very dark, very bleak. Expect some participation perhaps at some stages this race. It hasn't unravelled that way, and that's nice, that's good. She'll appreciate it. But is it too early, Ruben, to say that this is our winner on the women's side?
I still think so. I mean, we've only got the half.
They're both in Frankfurt with her this weekend.
What a nice way to spend the weekend in Frankfurt to see Mum hopefully win and do an amazing time.
Well, the interesting thing was her husband was the pacemaker during the race, and he didn't last too long, did he?
That's right. I think
So I wonder if there'll be a few words said around dinner tonight. Never know.
Maybe that's why he pulled out, because the daughter said, Papa, I need you.
Oh, exactly. So, yeah. Confirmation of that later on, perhaps.
I mean, some great pictures here. Just shows you how flat Frankfurt is, doesn't it?
It is indeed. It is indeed. I mean, I've had the honour of commentating Hamburg with you 1 year as well, and not quite as flat, but a good course, not as fast. It's another enjoyable one, slightly more atmospheric, I could say, that day for Hamburg, but again, the weather. There's an interesting running style, if ever I saw one.
Yeah, he could do with a bit of running technique practice. Mind you, there's some amazing athletes in the world that run amazing times with not the best running style. So I think the body has a tendency to pick and choose the right running style that's most efficient for you.
a local man. Shower.
He's got a personal best of 2 hours, 16 minutes and 30 seconds, which he did in Hamburg actually this year in 2019. So go Frank.
He's not running at one of your home legs, one of your home races can do for you. So 16, solid time.
He's got the Hoka 1-1 shoes on. I think they're carbon plate shoes that they're now released, very, very famous. So he's obviously sponsored by Hoka, and I've been hearing some good things about their shoes.
Well, Nike really threw their weights behind Kipchoge, didn't they, with regards to being the first man to run the sub 2 hour mark, and
she's still about with Kenneth Keta, got Kaprun, we've got Kipyego, Korea, Heyi, Bekele, not the famous Bekele, but one of his obviously relatives maybe. We got Ima, Ruto, all up there. Of the top 10 we have 5 Kenyan, 4 Ethiopian and 1 from Burundi.
wow, nice mix, nice blend of nationality. There we go, right on cue route. Better and an age now, Valerie Ayebe of Kenya, PB at 2:20.53, still very much on to break that personal best. That's going to be the target. Again, she's gone past our German runner, back incognito once again.
Yeah, she is. I mean, she's still, now she looks even more relaxed than before, to tell you the truth. Around the 15k mark, I thought she looked a bit tired. But now she's actually looking very, very relaxed, and she's asking this male athlete to come up and help her out a little bit, and he does just that.
That's good. Quick look, that's nice to see. She needs to get a good time. She needs the help. She needs to have someone in front of her, drag her along. Gets to his slipstream, right behind him.
He looks.
And that's good. We want to see that. Let's see a good finish from her. Get herself a good time, good prize money.
Yeah, I mean these top athletes, they earn their living from this, so the prize money is very, very good, especially in the top marathons like the IAAF Gold Label races. I think there's a certain prize purse that you need to live up to, and this is one of the top ones in the world.
Well, we want to see a new course record. We saw one last year, 2:20.36, and we're very much on for that actually. If she can maintain this kind of pace, she would smash it. Maybe even a couple of minutes. That was the script on the women's side before the start of the race. All the women in the start list have run under 2:22. Salpeter caught 2:19.46, the fastest women of all on the start list of Frankfurt. In fact, the fastest women ever started the Frankfurt Marathon. But this lady, she wants to write her name into the headlines tomorrow. She's going about it in the best possible fashion up until this point.
I mean, she's running amazing.
Still dry as well, that will definitely help as well. It's still relatively cool. Twice have we seen her take on board any liquid so far as well, so that's an indication of just how smooth she is.
Temperature now is 14 degrees, which is ideal, and it still looks like it's going to rain, but mostly all after these top athletes have come into the finish. Amazing. I can see why the organisers are putting so much of the time into following our leading woman. She is doing an amazing race here, and not much is happening in the men's race at the moment. Everyone is biding their time. We've got 8 people, 8 men all of the top names there. It's going to be a fight towards the finish.
Very much a game of chess on the men's side. Actually, we've touched upon that early doors so as to no one breaking away, no one looking to make a move early, try and force the hand of the other runners, but